Hey YouTube, what's up? Scarecrow here. I am today going to do a updated profile on my Overlord Kagero build. It's been a little while since I updated the deck, but Kagero's in a really awkward place right now. They haven't been supported in a while. We have some stuff coming out in August. Not like anything super drastic other than like Ziegenberg. That card is like, oh my god, that card's amazing. But it's my favorite deck throughout the history of this game, so I'm always playing with it and trying to get to be at least decent in the meta and stuff. But so here's my updated build on it. For my grade 3 lineup, I'm playing 4 cross. I'm playing 4 end. I don't like playing the legend in this deck. I like the cross for being in situations. Cross is just can be a very versatile card. I hate situations. I've actually just lost in big events before playing this deck, where like a year ago, where I'd be on the legend and I would draw and I couldn't stride and it couldn't pay his cost to do his effect. I'm like, wow, this is just awful. If I was on the cross, I could Legion right now. It's not as good as striding usually, but at least it was something. And then there are situations where like the Legion play so that you can apply pressure is just like perfect, as well as you're putting back your triggers. And then there's the end. Early game, this card is like really good. Like if you're going, especially if you're going up against something like 7 Seas Rush, or like being able to just drop this card when you have 2 damage early game and the opponent now has to worry about you getting a restanding Vanguard. It's pretty fucking awesome. I'd rather ride these than the Legend. The Legend's not bad, it just seems better, and I don't want to play more than 8 grade 3s because I don't know why people actually like doing that. I think it's just fucking suicide. Even like with 8, like I have too many grade 3s so many times. This deck just grabs grade 3s easily, and I don't think you should play more than 8. I just actually think that's dumb. For my grade 2 lineup, for Nahalem, our best grade 2 in the deck, he's our big ass cannon, 1621 card. He's amazing. He's like the best grade 2 in this clan. Then I play, for 2 more beaters, I play 2 Burning Horn, just being a 12k, and the fact that I can drop him if I have to go first when I ride my grade 3 and drop him and he's a 12. That's really the advantage he has there, is that slightly early game you can utilize him. Other than that, some other cards are better, but like he's not GB and stuff is why I like running him. Then I play 3 Dragonic Burnout. Early game, this card is really good for sniping opponent stuff and messing up their plays. That's really why I play him. He's mostly useful for the early game, and that's why I'm not playing 4, just because. And my last grade 2 spot, I play 2 Hulk Roar. I'm not heavily reliant on this card. When I have it, it's nice, so I'm just playing it at 2. Having it out there can be really threatening to the opponent. Even if you don't have a G-Guard yet, they'll be afraid that you do have a heal, so they'll go through effort to get him out of the way. And sometimes you didn't even have it, but your opponent had to go through the extra effort and play differently just because they're afraid of this card fucking up their turn. For the grade 1s, for Lava Flow, just because it's a grade 1 and we want to stride and we don't have to play as many grade 3s because of this card. Play for Conroe. This card helps so much for the deck, unflipping, searching out grade 3s, so we don't have to play as many. I keep saying, being able to early game help us get Overlord in the drop zone so we can use Burnout. Very good card. Then for the perfect guard, you should probably play in every Kagero deck. Perfect Orb, Unflipper. And for my last grade 1 spot, I'm playing 2 Calamity Towers. This last grade 1 spot, there's a lot of options on what you can pick. At the moment, I'm playing calamities. There can be some problems in the deck sometimes with managing the soul, and this guy can soul blast too, but he can still be useful early game and stuff, and he gets you a +1, but he's really just like a 5k out there for boost, but that's a good part of it. This deck has trouble sometimes with keeping a field, so being able to make like your burning horns and Homs hit that next stage, so he doesn't have to be a 7, and we can keep some cards in our hand for defense. That's why he's helpful. For the zeros, we're playing Conroe, just because how versatile he is, and he's not restricted by generation break. We can just early game use him to go get a Conroe, maybe a stride fodder. Maybe we're using a Gatling Claw to kill their starter, and then we can use him to go get a Calamity Tower and then get a plus. He's just very good. Even the fact that if we want him, we could go search a heal, like we're playing against some dumb deck like Nightmare Dolls, and we're like, oh, well, let's go get ourselves a heal so that we can set up to use, what's his face? Defeat Flare Dragon. Yeah. Good card. For the triggers, we got 4 of our Knights, and then we're playing 4 vanilla crits for a total of 8 crits. Yeah. I really don't know what to say about that. It's 8 crit, like the most standard thing ever for this game. And then we're playing 4 draws because Gatling Claw is a good card with a good effect. And this deck needs a little bit of card advantage sometimes, so draw triggers are kind of helpful. And then for my last spot, obviously it's going to be a heal, but I'm playing 4 of the Positive Draco Kid, and this I'm going to have to explain for a second. So, the G Guardian that this card brings out is bad. I think most people know that. So why am I playing this card? Why not play a card that's 1k bigger? The reason I'm playing this guy is, and I'm running, spoiler alert, running 1 copy of the G-Guard. I don't ever really use the G-Guard's effect. The reason I suggest people play this card is just so that you can G-Guard into that thing sometimes, because you don't always need a big shield. You don't always need to kill something. Sometimes you just need, like, it's 15 shield to block something. So in certain situations, you can just use this card to bring out that crappy G-Guard. You're not even going to use that G-Guard's effect. You're just doing it so you can use his Soul Blast and get an unflip. So that's why I'm running him, just because I can use this card to get an unflip. Into the G zone, so we'll start with the G Guardians, I guess, since we already mentioned one of this card. He's kind of a turd, but we use him with the heal so that we can get an unflip. Then we're playing 1 Azel Orb, our 20k shield. He's just helpful that he's easily a 20k shield. The opponent just has to not have a full field. Then we're playing 1 Defeat Flare. We don't use this card a ton, but certain matchups like Raging Form and what's their name? Nightmare Dolls, this card is like the perfect card, so it's also been really helpful against like Royals before to kill Flogels. And then one of the best G-Guards in the game, Denial Griffin. This card is really good. I don't like playing more than 2 though, because there's problems with counterblast management to work around, and you're only using it on rear guards, so 2 is fine. I don't think, if you played 3, I would think you would find yourself not using the 3rd one a lot, and then you'd be lowering your deck's versatility by not having other options. For the G units, play 1 Vortex. It's good for a stride, flips a card, even if like the opponent doesn't have a field out that you can kill. It's just a way to get a face-up card instead of for other plays. Another good first stride in this deck is Mustafa. If you don't care about killing the field, Vortex is a good option. If there's something you absolutely have to make sure it dies because it's just too good of a card out there, like a starter or something, you can make this guy your first stride and make sure you kill that card. The downside is that you had to do the counterblast, but the plus side is you made sure you killed the card. This card doesn't get used a ton, but it's there. Then we have for Blademaster Titan. This card's amazingly good. Blows up the field, has a crit. He's your good mid-game card to throw the opponent off balance. Make them guard when they wouldn't necessarily have wanted to. Then we play 2 Ace. The not as good as Ziegenberg. This card is not terrible, but it's not like the best card on the planet, but it's still pretty good. It sets up good in this deck to count with Nahalem and Conroe. I don't like playing 4s. You can play 4 so that you can use them on your first try if you really want to and try to kill the opponent right away. But that situation very rarely has ever worked out for me, so I just wanted more versatility in my options of my G-Zone than just playing 4 of that just because. And then I'm playing 2 Express. This card's a good finisher, but it doesn't gain power and stuff like that. It just won't let them perfect guard you pretty much and make sure they die, they can't heal. He's really only useful for when you know they're at 5 or something like that. Not like a great card, not like a bad card, just like an okay card, but he's still like pretty clutch sometimes, so that's why we run him. And our last spot goes to our GB8, which we don't get to too often, but if you get there, he's there. He's not complete garbage. He bombs their field, which is not that super helpful, but he also powers up the rear guard, and he'll have a crit too, so he's there. So that is it for this deck profile. I think I covered everything I wanted to say about the deck. Thank you guys for watching.